We're going to bring in Fox News contributor Joe Concha, which I'm sure he has a ton to say about this morning. Joe, so now the number that really stood out to me the most was the 31% approve, which means 60% disapprove of the job he's doing. So is it really going to matter if the president comes out and says, you know what, I'm bowing out of this? At this point, I feel like America's just swirling the toilet in a downward spiral right now.
Precisely, Ashley. We went from 81 million votes, the most of any presidential candidate in history, to less than 1/3 of the country supporting this president. And then when you dig deeper, it gets even worse, right? I mean, 23% approval among independents, the people that decide elections everywhere from Georgia to Arizona to Ohio to Wisconsin to Pennsylvania to Michigan, and then 19% approval with what Jill Biden, the First Lady, affectionately called the taco base, right, with Hispanics. So these are irreversible type of numbers, because once an impression is made of a president, of a leader, that he's too slow, too incompetent, too old, it's hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube. But overall, you know, I read this op-ed that came out this weekend in the Washington Post saying that, well, if Joe Biden just bows out, then suddenly it goes back to local issues again. That is not a good thing for the Democratic Party either. It has nothing to do so much with who is president at the time, but inflation doesn't disappear if Joe Biden says he's not running again, and gas prices don't go away if Biden is out, or skyrocketing crime everywhere from New York to Chicago to Los Angeles. That doesn't suddenly vanish either, nor does a border that's anything but secure, with millions of illegals coming over into this country and fentanyl coming along with it that's killing a record number of Americans. So overall, Ashley, Todd, it really doesn't matter so much who is president at this point. It's the Democratic Party that has a messaging problem, because they don't have the bumper sticker right now that says this is what we're going to do for the country, based on their record over the last 18 months while they've had power in Washington.
Yeah, and on local issues, I throw in schools, because you don't get more local than schools. Right. And Democrats aren't winning on schools. Republicans are crushing them there. I want to get your thoughts on this. Comedian Dave Chappelle making a surprise appearance in New York on Saturday. This is the greatest show ever, opening for Friends, Chris Rock, and Kevin Hart just days after his Minneapolis show was canceled due to that public backlash. Joe, do the wokeistas not realize that they miss out on potentially the most awesome comedy show of all time by virtue of the fact that they're so engrossed in their wokeness, like woke little babies?
Wow. Well put, Todd. Look, yeah, if you cancel Dave Chappelle, like what happened in Minneapolis, this only makes him stronger. It only makes him bigger. Look at Joe Rogan, right? I mean, the left completely tried to cancel him, you know, the guy who supported Bernie Sanders in the last election. And he's only now gaining followers. Something like 11, 12 million people listen to Joe Rogan every day. And then when Dave Chappelle is going to come around to a neighborhood near you, more people are going to want tickets now based on these actions, because, again, you're not going to cancel somebody who for 20 years now is arguably the best comedian of his generation. And now, I mean, what a show, right? I mean, when you could watch Chappelle, you know, Hart and Rock all on the same stage, yeah, I'll pay a lot of money to watch that. That's for sure.
Yeah, it seems like he just laughed in cancel culture's faces with that one. Joe Concha, thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Ashley, you're right. I did have a lot to say today, so no more pixie sticks in the morning. I'm just sticking to coffee.
Oh, my gosh.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Joe.